Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of the account challenge. It is Friday. Sorry I didn't make the video last night. I fell asleep. But, technically I'd be like a day ahead. So it's Friday, but I feel like I was on Friday yesterday. You know what I'm talking about? But this kid drop off day. And I have been swinging the same $14 all week long. And the challenge is returning $100 into 150,000. When is it gonna happen? I don't know. But for the last 5 days, let's talk about what's going on. Start the account this week with $14 because really that was what was like left from when loaded sometime in like April. My accounts got like not frozen, but I couldn't get in because my Yahoo account shut down, long story short, so on and so forth. So I used what was ever left, and we turned $14 this week into $88. And then the $88, well, it almost blew the account, but we still got positions. Ain't that crazy? And this is what I'm saying. You're not gonna be the best trader you can be unless I'm able to articulate myself and my mindset on why I make the decisions I make and why I think the way that I think, so that you can think and have the same mindset too. You know what I'm talking about? Because to me, everyone understands technical and fundamental analysis. But what makes my mindset different, that's given me the capability of doing the impossible. Even if it's not at this very moment, right? I've done it so many times, it's kind of hard to argue with results, even on a bad week, but it wasn't a bad week. I started with 14 bucks, almost got to 100, and we still have key entries on GBP USD right now. Now, granted, the market took NZD USD off, boop, took all those positions, took off AUD USD, boop, took all those positions, took off USD CAD, that shit gone. I think I tried to get in silver in another account. Shit, silver fucked that account up. But this is my mindset. It's like the first, well, that wasn't the first millionaire I met, but I was working with this guy named John back when I was serving tables. And John, he had like an e-commerce business, I think. And this dude was like an Asian guy. But John had a Lambo. That's all I remember back in the day. I didn't really like John too much, but John was a millionaire that basically had to go back to work because he lost all his fucking money. He spent all his fucking money. But John was also a really big partier. I don't give a fuck if John watched this tonight because I ain't like that nigga anyway. You know what I'm talking about? But basically, John lost everything, had to go back to serving tables. And back then, I'm like 19, 20, 21 years old. And yeah, I had to be when I was like 20, finna turn 21, actually, because I had Aubrey right before, wait, yeah, right before I turned 21, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. It's been so long. I ain't got time to do all the math right now. But either way, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, before I became a millionaire, I was working a job. I met John, and John lost everything. And it's just like, no matter if you are a business owner that has everything together right now, there's still a potential of you losing everything, if that makes sense. And no matter what, unless you're being born into a family that has money, you have to start where you are, and most of us start with nothing. Like I started with nothing. My mom was undiagnosed schizophrenic, and I, grew up fast. Helped raise my sisters. Was just taking care of the household until, my mom got better and shit like that. That shit never happened for real, but that's a long story. We're not gonna put that into day 5 today. But my mindset is no matter where you start, you have to play the cards you're dealt. So if you got $14, if somebody has $14 in their pocket, and I've turned small as accounts into large as accounts, then why can't I just, do that in a challenge? Because I'm only gonna flip these accounts with everybody one time. So my perspective is, if I, like, how do I say this? Like, okay, a large account and a small account makes the exact same moves, right? But if the market is not ready and the market is chopping for the week, the large account and the smaller account is pretty much both going to take losses. Unless you're like a scalper this week, you probably would have did great. But once I get onto the charts with you guys in a little bit, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Because really, we got a lot of, what the fuck is that? Shut the fuck up! Sorry, I had to see that shit. They fucking lost their fucking mind. I don't know what the fuck they doing out there, but that shit's getting on my fucking nerves. Either way, what was I saying? Oh, now they want to fucking stop. Yeah, shut the fuck up. God damn. Dumbass people. I don't even know who it is, but I fucking dare them. I fucking dare them. What was I talking about? Oh, my perspective on the small accounts versus the large accounts. So basically, if a small account was not going to survive the week, then a large account was going to survive the week. So if I blow a small account, then I just be grateful that it wasn't a large account. Because at the same time, I have been keeping a $14 account alive for 5 days. And that bitch is still alive. We're finna go look at it. I think I might got like $6, but it's $6 in equity because the balance of the account is negative, right? So that's my perspective. Starting small means you can only lose small, but you risk it small until it gets big because in order for it to become a big account, your execution got to be perfect. And my execution got to be perfect. That's my mindset behind the whole thing. In some seasons, not this season, in some seasons, it makes a lot of sense what I'm doing. But what I'm doing to get these accounts flipped is not out of the ordinary. So let's not think about the market for a second because I feel like when I talk about the topic of the market, it confuses people. So let's just talk about the topic of consistency and repetition and the fact of being in a calorie deficit. So if I am in a calorie deficit of 200 calories every single day, at the say I'm in a calorie deficit for like 5 days, and then the other 2 days I just maintain. So technically, for that week, I'm in a deficit of 1,000 calories, right? Now, if every 5 days, out of the month, I'm in a calorie deficit. Most months have like 4 to 5 weeks, let's say four, then that's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 calories deficit in 1 month. Now, that's me eating right, making the right decisions every single day. Now, a person that is not in a consistent calorie deficit, that is always in a how do you say? Like, they're eating in a surplus. If they're eating in a surplus, 200 calories a day because they're not watching what they eat, instead of being in a deficit of 1,000 calories or maintaining the same weight, they're going to be raising their weight because they're eating more calories than they're burning. Now, the only way it works, whether it's you're in a calorie deficit or in a calorie surplus, it just depends on what your goal is. There's some people that want to be bigger, mostly men, they want to show all their muscles and shit like that. I don't know shit about that. I just know that I'll be in a deficit. I make sure I eat well. I don't pay attention to other people. You can kind of say I'm oblivious to the rest of the world because I'm really one track mind, very focused. Because that might be the one thing a lot of the people are fucking missing, having a white one track mind and being focused. Because they'll hop on social media and then they'll be like, "Oh, so and so said did 15,000. How come we haven't did that yet?" Well, so and so is trading on a $250,000 account for show, for show, and your ass got 12 fucking dollars and you talking fucking shit. Shut the fuck up and listen, or at least get the fuck out. That's the only other option because you have to start with where you are. And because you haven't learned yet to keep your eyes on your own paper, it's going to be difficult for you to build wealth, if that makes sense. So back in the day, well, not even back in the day, like recently, I don't know, like I regret like not recording the process, but you got to understand back in the day, I wasn't thinking any of this shit would come to rotation. I didn't know what the fuck this was gonna come up. You know what I'm talking about? Like I never thought I was gonna get rich from the shit. Like I never thought any of this shit would happen. Like all I know is my family used to everybody worked. Everybody worked. Everybody had a job. Some was good paying jobs, some fucking sucked, and some was just regular, you know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, it's like a matter of what they say, walk by faith, not by sight. When I know that I've done amazing shit in this world and a lot of impossible ass shit, it's almost like if I do all the impossible shit, what the fuck am I listening to everybody else for? So I go out through my day just making sure that I have repetition so that if it's a repetition and consistent of good habits, then nothing's going to break that. How do you say? Nothing is going to break the compound of all the good habits I've chose throughout throughout each day, if that makes sense. Yeah. Um, but I guess you could say it is the same for bad decisions. If I choose to sit here and eat um fucking snacks all day, I love a cookie. I love snacks. I love cake. I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna work out more or longer or lift heavier. Then it's just like I can't be surprised by gaining weight if that's not my goal. You know what I'm talking about? So it's just like at the same time, good habits compound and bad habits compound. How else can I say? I guess you could say for the people that go to college, there's how they had the perfect attendance and shit like that in they not in college, but in like elementary and shit like that. They're basically trying, I could see, to mold your consistency because if you're there often, that means you're more likely to know what they're talking about. But that same aspect that I did in those two examples, those two analogies, is going to be the same track of mind that I have towards the market. Because the market, the compound in the market, the compound in health, the compound in knowledge, and the compound in like say social media. I've started putting out way more content, but that's because the success is in the systems. Before I left, I was already putting out content, but I wasn't putting it out as productively as I am recently, and it's not taking any part of my time because then I'll just schedule everything, if that makes sense. So it's just like the compound to me being able to post 6 pieces of content every single day because I have the help of automations versus the way that I used to do it back in the day of 1 to 2 to 3 posts for one account. Like I'm doing 6 pieces of content per social media account every single day, some longer than others, but that you get the aspect of it. It's the compound that's going to make everything easier, and then it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. And at first, the snowball might start like this, but as it rolls and gets more snow, you got this big bitch right here, an avalanche of fucking snow hitting it. Now I got an avalanche of good calorie deficits hitting my body goal because I want to go down. People that want to go in a surplus, they want to gain weight, they hit their goals with a surplus of them eating more each day because their goal is to gain weight. My goal is to basically treat the Forex markets just like I treat the stock market and the crypto market, which is going to be able to, how do you say, it's just a matter of working in the beginning and getting it to stabilize in the beginning, but everything else is long term and the accounts really run themselves once the compound has began, right? So now that I gave you guys a couple of examples outside of the market, let's get back into the market because that's where you got to be able to implement those analogies that I just gave you so that you can better understand what I'm doing in this market, right? So now what I'm doing in the market is I'm compounding all of my positions into this big ass snowball, especially this week, especially was a more it was a choppy week, but y'all finna see on the charts, the dollar consolidated. GBP USD only moved like 100, between 100 and 150 pips this week. If 150 pips this week. GJ moved like 200, 300 pips. I haven't checked today because I had to drop my kid off. But it's like you gotta understand who I am as a person. I probably had time earlier to do the video, but at the same time, it's just like sometimes I let people fester. And I let them fester because I have to gauge your temperament on like, do you really feel like this is right for you? But it's the same way that I'll let my daughter fester if like, cause we play Uno a lot. That's like her favorite game to play with me. It'd be so much fun. I'm not gonna hold you. I enjoy it. But at the same time, I notice my daughter has a losing problem. And it's easier for me to mold her now rather than her get older in the future and I never corrected the behavior. Because just like in these markets, just like building a business, just like when I was in real estate, just like when I had e-commerce stores, how do you say, there's no avoiding failure, if that makes sense. But I just told you I took a $14 account to $88 this week. And then from $88, we didn't came all the way the fuck down. And the account is technically lower than where I started the week. We got equity. We got equity. And that's what's important. We got equity. Because if you have equity in the market, it's gonna forever pay you. Just like the real world examples in life is gonna forever pay you. Because I've had some assets that quite literally have worked. I think these assets have had a job longer than I've had a job because at this point, I'm coming up into years of not having a job way longer than I've ever had one. Like ever. Like I worked from the time I was like 15 going into 16 is when I had my first job, and my last job was when I was 24. So that's when I'm just like, I'm kind of getting up there, guys. And I got the rest of my life, but it's just like, how do I benefit the rest of my life? Because you guys already know. It's impossible. They're like not impossible, impossible to sit here and take a correct trade every single day. And I quite literally feel that if you cannot take a loss, and I traded on a smaller account size this week because I know for sure that I am, how do you say, a high risk trader, I guess. If I done kept a $14 account alive and this bitch is still alive, and I guarantee I know that I was helping one of my students with her account, it was like $100 account. I ain't even check. Let me just see it. That bitch is probably that motherfucking account is probably fucking gone. That's what I'm saying when I say, this is what I'm saying when I say that if the small account wasn't gonna make it, no account was gonna make it because it's quite literally the price action. It's quite literally what the market is doing. If the market is chopping, okay, yeah. So okay, this account started with 100. It has a balance of 27, but it has a negative P&L of 1190, and now the equity is at $15. That's what I'm saying. So I never mind taking losses and stuff in front of people because you guys need to see it because no one else is gonna show it, if that makes sense. But this is real time what I'm saying. So it's like when I say I started this week with a $14 account for the challenge, part of me was like, probably on like Wednesday, Thursday, I said, oh, I probably would have survived had I started with $100 instead of 14. I probably should have started with 100. But I'm looking at this account, I'm like, if I would have started with 100, I probably would have blew the bitch. I just had a $14 account for the challenge this week, but that's what I'm saying. So you kind of gotta appreciate the losses the small account gives, especially me. I have taken so many small accounts to 5 figures, 4 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures. I know for 100% without a motherfucking doubt, if this small account is not making it, no motherfucking account was making it. And you not focused. I know what you're gonna say, but then I fucking like, gee, I remember it made 15,000. They're in that bitch for 10 seconds because they have a 5 to 6 figure account, because they know what they're doing, because it took them years to build. You don't even want to do what I'm saying for a few months, for a few weeks, for a few days without getting off topic on what your other mentors taught you. And let's be honest, if your other mentors was teaching you anything that was really helping you, because I know how profitable I am, I'm not looking at what nobody else do because I don't give a fuck. I'm the one person on this in the world on the internet turning $100 into $100,000 plus. So why the fuck would I have to look at anybody that's doing less than me? And I'm not talking about like, oh, eventually they do that in a year, in a month. I did this bitch in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, multiple times. My students can also do it in days, multiple times. But it's because, just like my social media accounts, it's a system now that's playing a part. Right now, we're watching the system fail on day 5, right? Not necessarily, because I wouldn't even say the system is failing. I would say the system is stabilizing because we kept a $14 account alive for 5 days. And that motherfucker is still alive. And I'm tempted to see how far. Eh, I want to get this challenge over with. So I might just go ahead and fully load my account next week. But I don't have to because the trade is still going. But here, let's just take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Let me help you see what I'm talking about, right? All right, let's share this. Let's go here. All right, so right now, y'all see DXY? This is the daily chart. I know y'all never probably thought about it like that before. And that's why I say, man, I gotta start talking more because people, it's more irritating to me to not speak. And because it's like, you have to understand my thought process because once it's said, it makes sense. But it's probably just because some of you guys have never thought like that before. Anyway, that's why I'm here. It is my thought process that makes me a profitable trader. It's my thought process that keeps me aligned. It's my thought process as to why I'm still free after all these years. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't know, I don't really do too much. Like I was supposed to go out today, but it was too far. Granted, I'm not doing anything, but it wasn't the best bang for my buck. It was just really just too far for how long everybody would have been there. So I decided to stay home. Plus, I need to get this video out anyway because I didn't have time for real earlier because I had my kiddo with me. But now she's gone, so now I can look at the charts. All right, so oh, let me do liquid charts. Yeah. Fuck, my ears itchy. All right, let's see this. Yeah, this is what the account is right now. This is the equity we have on this account. I started this account with $14. Oh, it's less than what I thought. It's $5 in this account. But I've taken negative accounts to 6 figures plus. So now let's go back to the chart. You see how this is the 4-hour chart? If you don't execute the same way every time, you're not going to get these perfect ass entries right here. You might get lucky to get them sometimes, but the entries is in the system. The money is in the systems. The success is in the systems, right? Now, check this out. This is the dollar on the daily chart. The dollar for every candlestick on this chart on the daily chart, every one represents one day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We started the week Monday, Sunday going into Monday right here. This is one long bearish candle. We cooking. I think that's the day we turned 14 into 88. We cooking. Tuesday don't give a fuck. Wednesday try to give a fuck. Thursday don't give a fuck. Friday we got the entries are so good for Monday. Friday don't give a fuck, but it had to because we still got entries in there. So this is the daily chart, and you see how we got this range from this candle to this candle here. You could say this candle because it's all the same range, but technically anything from here to here is consolidation to me. We really been in this range longer than 5 days. We've been in the range since we broke out over here on this big ass candle, and this was April 27th. Ain't that some bullshit? But this is the part y'all probably not able to see, but let me articulate it to you. The market is in consolidation. That's exactly why I always say, like, I thought we're like 30 days behind. In some asset classes, we are. But people can say, oh, you know how I just said, they were like, oh, this so made 15,000. They trading different asset classes too. You kinda gotta, if you starting with a smaller account, you gotta trade the assets you can trade. We can't get no fucking US 30 with no $14, nigga. We can't get no US 30 with no $14. Lost your goddamn mind. But this is DXY. So DXY on a daily chart is chopping all this time, and we back at April 27th prices, and it's May motherfucking 22nd. That's another 30 motherfucking days. But we do what we can with the information that we have. So I'm executing with the information that I had. Now, oh my God, I didn't even look at the 4 hour chart. That's fucking crazy. Look at this 4 hour chart. This looks insane. Don't that look insane? Oh, that's fucking crazy. But now you see the consolidation even more. Welcome to our first 5 days of this challenge after me taking the what's it called? The time limit off. Now let's look at GU. So we have been in GBP USD, NZD USD, AUD USD, USD CAD, and just a lot of the main FX pairs. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, Euro USD. How the fuck I forget that? You know what I'm talking about? And just like we looked at DXY on the daily, let's look at this one on the daily chart. We got a perfect ass entry right here. Y'all just saw it. Our entry's right here. That's the only entry left. That if that entry go, we ain't got no entries left. But I started with a $14 account. So you really think I'm gonna be pissed about a $14 account? I be telling people, I tell y'all, if a small account is not gonna make it, a large account wasn't gonna make it. So me knowing I started with a $14 account, I didn't know this week was gonna be like this. I only started with a $14 account because that one was left in there. So I was like, I bet I could flip it. And I trade heavy, I trade aggressive. So that's gonna help me control how many lot sizes I put on something. But y'all know how y'all be too. I might put a point on one and y'all be seeing my profits and y'all don't do exactly what I do. I had a $14 account that went to 88. So you had a $100 account that went to 88, come my $14 account did. Now, if $88 would have changed your life, it is up to you to take that shit because you got to understand we not on the same level of risk anymore. You might not be able to do whatever it takes because of course you got priorities and shit. Everybody do. But I'm not here, I'm talking about I don't need to be sued because you take on all the risks you could take, but then you don't understand that failure comes. Like I would have rather it fail like when I wasn't trading in front of the public. I would rather it, but it's better content to fail in front of y'all so that I can show y'all why, how, and what I'm thinking and why I don't panic. Because I live my life. My life is regular. You know what I'm talking about? I got a daughter. I got 6 crazy ass dogs. One of them just tried to shit in my bed. I just beat her ass. I smoked after her because she lost her motherfucking mind and ordered some Mexican food when I decided I wasn't finna go party tonight because I don't feel like driving. Why don't you feel like driving? You're not doing shit all day. Because I don't fucking feel like driving. It's Friday night. No, I don't have no reason to be outside on a Friday night. And then it's like, it's an hour away. I can't even drink for real. It's an hour away. Man, I don't want no DUI or nothing. It's Memorial Weekend. You know how, bro. I don't know if y'all know how Texas is. They is not playing. The cops is not playing. I'm cool on the cases. I'm cool. If I want to drink, I drink at home. But honestly, I don't even want to drink. I don't even want to drink no more. I'm a social drinker. I don't really have no reason to drink by myself. But anyway, let's look at GBP USD. We got a perfect ass entry down here. Y'all just saw it. Boo. Let me show you again. Boo. Look at that perfect ass entry right there. Ooh, look. Boom. Right there. Let's go. Move it to the 4 hour chart just in case y'all play dumb. Boom. That's our entry. Boom. That's our entry. So my friend that did the $300 million, I'm talking about. There was a time before he got to 300 million, and I was done. I wasn't even trying to argue by that point. That shit was crazy. I was done arguing with him after he turned 500 into a million because it's just like there'd be times where I was wrong, and then there was times that he was wrong. But then the times that he was wrong, I'm just like, oh, this is stupid, da 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 da. But it's only stupid as long as the result is not there. You know what I'm talking about? But the nigga was always getting results. And that's what I could always appreciate. But I ain't never acted the way some of y'all be acting. You know what I'm talking about? Because I know if I acted that way, my rich friends would not be fucking with me. They'd be like, stupid bitch, get out my face. Fuck off. Yes, I'm like crazy like some of y'all. I am helping y'all get to an opportunity and not only get to an opportunity if you get there, but at least changing your perspective on the outlook that you have on the market because I'm doing it the easiest way. Like people will like just like I did those analogies for you guys. What I'm doing in the market is what everything else consists of in this world. It's a fucking science. It's already validated with me and within the world. All I'm doing is a market compound just like you're supposed to compound the effort for any of the results that you have in life. Therefore, I got a lot of students that never opened their motherfucking course. A lot of y'all crazy as shit to me. Y'all better open that fucking course because I didn't had 7 millionaires come from that course, and I was a person that didn't used to be one. So to me, my perspective on that aspect, because I want you to understand how I am. I told you I'm a professional, don't give a fucker, because people will constantly make the decision that is important to them, like over and over again. So what the fuck do I look like interrupting an adult's decision? You feel like you know more and you want to do it this other way? That's fine, do it. Because I'm gonna let you compound and compound and compound until you get a big ass failure, and then your mindset fucked up because I'm molding your mindset right now, and your ass didn't want to fucking listen. You know what I'm talking about? So if we just broke down the dollar, let's break down GU. I probably said that a few times actually, but let's break it down this time before I get off topic again. You got to understand it's a science. So just like we looked at dollar, GU in the same consolidation, Monday through, well, shit, this is Monday through fucking Monday because Friday over here. Ain't that crazy? That's what I'm talking about. I can't control this shit. I just react to the shit. And we got a perfect entry. We tried to stack over here. We got smoked over here. Tried to stack here again at the breaker structure because it's right. We got smoked again because it wanted to manipulate just a little bit, but not even manipulate. It did it to where it's almost like it tried to pretend to close under this low right here. And then everyone is like, oh, it's selling. It closed under a low. Y'all know how y'all get. Oh, it's selling. It closed under this low right here. Bitch took off on your ass. And then it smoked my ass again because I didn't do nothing, bro. But I've been trading with $14, but that's my mindset. I look at this shit every single day, every single hour for real, because I enjoy it. I don't have to, but if I God not gonna not show me something that I can't do. And if I see him do that, I just ask God to give that to me too. And then it's just like you pray for patience, and then he give you 1,000 opportunities to be patient. And then it's like, what if I didn't take that? I was driving today on my way back from dropping my daughter off, and I was literally just kind of like, I don't know, like just la 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 la. I'm in la la land, but it's like my la la land was pretty structured because I'm like, man, I haven't honked at somebody on the road in a long ass time. Like I used to be queen honker. What? Cut me off? Beep, blow your ass out. I'm not playing. I ain't done that in so long. I haven't done that in so long, but that's what I'm saying. My patience is different now. I don't give a fuck because I see what the market is doing, but also I understand what level of structure that we are at. So this is the daily chart, and we already broke it down for like day 2 or 1 or whenever, and somewhere in the videos. Just go through the videos. One of these series got the breakdown of our week ahead starting this week. So remember, we were buying originally up here, and then the market came down, and that's how we got such a good entry on GU because it was a retest of this structure here. So I've basically given you guys a play by play by play. Now, if you pay attention to it or not, I don't fucking know. But at least I said it so that when you see that I am correct because you're walking by sight and not by faith. First off, I had already done it so many times, so I would not bet against me. That's a dumbass decision on your part. Second off, I've been free too long. Third, I got too many profitable students. I don't know what four is, but I'm just saying I've been doing this shit a long ass time. I got too many results to sit here and argue with people. I'd rather just explain why the fuck I think the way that I do because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Arguing with people doing less than me don't make no fucking sense. The market only going up and down, but I need you to understand your losses because your losses and your mindset behind them is what's gonna make you profitable, or it's gonna at least make you understand. They be like, yeah, they ain't losses, they lessons. I'm giving y'all the fucking lesson, and we really ain't even lost for real because we had a perfect entry. But shit, perfect entry on this one, but semi-perfect entry on the rest of them. And not even semi. Now that I think about it, we entered GU, NU, AU, USD CAD.
We entered all these plays by like at the same time. So that's what I'm saying. So 5 days for USD CAD looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. USD CAD didn't give a fuck. God damn. Oh, I see what it's doing. Sorta. This dumb bitch right here. That's probably the dumb bitch that blew my account for real. I really was trying to stack USD CAD. USD CAD didn't give a fuck. Okay, so this is where USD CAD is right here. Um, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is what I thought was gonna happen. But you see this red line here? Let's go up a time frame. You see this red fucking line right here? That shit psyched me out. And it's okay. Because it's okay. USD CAD want to be a dumb bitch? I'm gonna treat it like a dumb bitch. We're not getting this dumb bitch no more. I'd rather take USD Mexican peso over USD CAD because I don't know what the fuck USD CAD problem is, but it didn't have to do me like that, because it really could have just went down. But now I'm looking at it this entire week for USD CAD just blew me the fuck out. But not enough to lose my positions on GBP USD. So if USD CAD looks at that on the weekly and the daily chart, let's look at the 4 hour chart. So I'm executing perfectly. Sunday going into Monday. I see. So this is Tuesday. And then this is Sunday open going into Monday. You see that? Boom. Sunday going into Monday. We had USD CAD coming down. Same time, I'm turning $14.88 Sunday going into Monday. If USD CAD looked like that on the 4 hour chart, and GBP USD look like that on the 4 hour chart Sunday going into Monday, now you're starting to see all of these niggas as cousins. USD CAD, GBP USD, Euro USD. There she go. Ego. I don't know what the fuck it is, but there it is. Sunday going into Monday. If I know that we've traded all these pairs and all these pairs gave me the same move over the span of 5 days, then before I switch it, let's measure the move. This is 116.85. Euro USD moved 70 pips this week. Boo, you suck. GBP USD moved um 33 33 1 to 34. So GBP USD moved right under 150 pips. Okay. That suck because 2018 GBP USD was moving 400 pips a night. You talking about in 5 motherfucking days? This shit moved 150 pips. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad I started with $14. What the fuck? Because it would have been blown anyway. I just said I was helping one of my students with their account. I blew that shit. I just read it. I just read it to y'all. That shit is at $15. That account started with 100. But that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter the account size if the market is not ready. Sunday going into Monday, we got boop, boop. This is 58. This bitch moved 50 pips. NZD USD moved 50 pips. AUD USD probably moved just about the same because AUD and NZD got similar economies. People be thinking, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know why. I don't know why the fuck they would think that. That's fucking insane. 7, like they just think the fucking results is I guess they think the results is fake maybe because I'm just like I show the results. I don't really know what else. Like, why the fuck would you think I don't know what I'm doing? Fucking psycho. 70, almost 71 to at the highest 71. That's like 60, 70 pips. That's what I'm saying. So 60 to 70 pips. Oil moved a lot this week. But Sunday going into Monday, if I am an oil buyer, which I usually am, if it's giving me a buy setup, it will look like this. What's the day? 22nd, Thursday, 14th. Friday, Sunday, yeah, oil didn't give a fuck, but we wasn't even in oil. I just wanted to see what oil was doing. They do explain the dollar though. Oil and the dollar should really be going opposite directions for the most part. So if oil's taking its ass to the downside, and we just saw that USD CAD went all the way to the upside, then it makes sense. But shit, let's talk about this. I just thought about this. We just said it. Okay, USD CAD, this is the importance, is the dollar and oil relationship, right? And we just saw DXY giving us consolidation on the daily chart. My chart fucking up. Consolidation on the daily chart from Monday through Friday. And then we got oil that psychs out Sunday, Monday, and then on Tuesday, this bitch drop off a cliff. That's crazy. I like where it is now, though. It could definitely buy where it is now. That looked like it just wanted to go boop boop. I'll look at it by side for this coming up week. My bad. I'm on track mine. And then the dollar, okay, dollar did that, oil did that, USD CAD got the most of the volatility because the dollar stayed the same. You see that? Um, USD CAD basically moved like that because oil pushed it all the way down. And they're going to say, oil is in Canada. You're missing the fact that Canada has oil. Just like USD MXN for the Mexican peso, they also have oil Mexico. I don't have this one marked up, but same gist basically. But let me look at this. One, two, three. Wait, one, two, three, four, five. Oh shit. So USD MXN didn't budge. USD CAD got flung the fuck out. DXY didn't budge. US oil got flung the fuck out. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm looking at. So so then I just feel less bad about my losses. Um because I mean we still in this. But that's why I say a small account is gonna be really your best weapon because you can't lose what you don't have, and then you can't keep looking at people making $30,000 on the internet when you got fucking 12 in your pocket. You got to learn how to flip the 12. I think I'm not only influencer that's gonna tell you that because I genuinely want you to think for yourself. Because there's only so long before the results come for this challenge, and then I'm only talking to the people that pay me in my groups. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, that's what my mindset is right there. I think this week was a week of chop. I think oil played a major part in USD CAD manipulating. Um, it didn't help either that a lot of our heavier entries were on USD CAD. I just saw that though. But we started with a $14 account, so it's not like it fucking matters, you know. But this week I count it as a win because at least we have equity. We are lower in balance than we started for the week. Like we have a negative balance, but we still have opportunity because what? Because we got perfect entries on GBP USD. Now, let's say this. Um, we've already done the breakdown for GBP USD in the last few videos. We see where the market is now. We are far away from where we started, and where we started was a retest of this area here. The same exact amount that it has come down, it can recover that also. Ooh, this is what I forgot to go over. US 30, SPX, NZ, I'm sorry, NASDAQ. Which NZD and AUD USD, they're similar to NASDAQ. That's how I've always compared it. They are like the indices. Everything really against the dollar is like an indice because it's an asset. So the only thing that's actually been going since March 30th was US 30 for real. Everything else has had violent pullbacks. And you can see that, obviously I've been monitoring this since March 28th. But it's because at the same time, crypto, let me see this. Damn, Bitcoin at 75. Damn. I have to look at this. But what was I saying? My bad. I got distracted. Oh, here it is. Let's not look at Bitcoin. Let's look at this one real quick because I gotta look at that shit. This shit would piss me off. That's crazy. Okay, so since March 28th, remember that trade we held for 3 weeks? Pepe, Jasmine, and I think a few other crypto pairs, but for sure Pepe. Since March 28th, we slung that bitch for 3 weeks. So over here to probably like over here before this shit blew. I think this was the candle that blew our shit actually. So right here probably we executed for the most part well along the way, but I critiqued myself in other videos on where I would have been better. But at the same time, you have guys have seen me and have experienced me holding a trade for weeks at a time. It's not comfortable for a lot of people because their patience isn't there yet. But just like I watched my friend do the 300 million and then the 500 into 1 million in 30 days, if I'm not willing to do like similar to how long something is held, and I have like seen the results and I want 300 million, then I have to be comfortable holding for a year. Just like if you want 100,000, you got to be comfortable holding for days at a time. But it's not even just days at a time. It's a matter of you got to hold for as long as it takes. Now, in this scenario here, people can say, yeah, but yeah, back hindsight 2020 here to here. They'll look at the weekly chart and be like, I wish I caught that. But then I'm showing them exactly how to catch that shit. Like, look at this shit. From here to here, y'all know how y'all be. Y'all be like, yeah, it would have been amazing to catch one, two, three, four, five, six weekly candles. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, okay, guys, let's hold for 3 weeks. Oh, fuck this shit. This shit is hard. Because now them 6 weekly candles don't look as juicy on this 4 hour chart because your emotions can't handle this 4 hour chart. Now, who fucking fault is it that you don't have the capacity to handle the emotions of a swing trade when that's what you need to do? It's your fucking fault. You know what the answer is? The answer is not do less, niggas. The answer is like like gain more capacity. It's gain more capacity. That's the answer. The answer is do more, do better, fail more often, because through failure is going to be the only way that you perfect your trading, just like I have. Because even my Achilles heel is consolidation. Did I tell y'all my Achilles heel is consolidation? Through this whole challenge, I say I'm only going to lose in consolidation. Did we just fucking watch the dollar consolidate? We just watched USD MXN consolidate. We just watched GBP USD consolidate. We just watched USD CAD not consolidate the wrong motherfucking way. We didn't watch oil not consolidate the wrong motherfucking way. But the pairs that we were in consolidated. US 30, that shit did not consolidate. This bitch did not consolidate at all. It's actually offensive. Because here it is. One day. What's the day? The 22nd? Monday, Wednesday, and what? Like Tuesday. This shit's stupid. That's a buy setup. So why the fuck? Why am I fighting for my life over here? Why am I fighting for my life over here? One, two, three, buy setup. One, two, three, buy setup. One, two, three. Supposed to be a buy setup. It still is, but damn, bitch, why am I fighting for my life in Forex pairs? But look, in April, I was fighting for my life of fucking crypto. One of these hoes, eventually, we gonna get out of consolidation on these little ass pairs. But you gotta manipulate these little pairs whenever you first starting out, because you just gotta understand how the market work, and you got to get savvy in your capacity for the holds and savvy in your knowledge and your income. You just got to have capacity to be willing to be patient. I'm willing to hold as long as it takes. Y'all don't understand. I don't want to swing trade. If this market getting me this $20,000 real quick from 100 in 3 days, in one day, in 3 hours, I take it. I swear to God, I will from 100. But I'm not finna fight over no $88. Knowing goddamn well I started with 14 this week. You really think I'm about to be pissed the fuck off for $14? No, no, no. I'm just more surprised that I'm like, damn, bitch, you really consolidating like that? But that's my mindset on everything. I know it's a little chaotic a little bit. I'm still getting used to kind of talking to YouTube and stuff like that. But I hope it makes sense to follow along. Oh shit, GBP, JPY. I tried to buy this bitch too on Sunday, but then my bot started malfunctioning, and I thought it was GBP but it wasn't. It was the broker doing dumb shit to me. That's a bot setup too, right there. What? Before before we even get this buy set up, I'm buying this bitch on Sunday because this is a buy setup right here. I bought it. But before that buy setup, it was consolidation. You got to be willing to hold. This is a 15-minute chart here too. So every 15 minutes is one of these candlesticks. But if you can't hold this, you was never getting this. You wasn't getting this if you can't hold this. Just like DXY. I can hold it. We still holding it. I could have been like, man, fuck this shit, I quit. But the power in the holding is that an intraday account would have been blown. I just blew one. Um, a swing account, we use swinging account right now. We're swinging two accounts right now, but one started larger. That shit blown for sure for the most part. It's 15 in that account. I could still swing it for real, but it's a matter of waiting for this market to turn around. Now I'm gonna be less salty, like I started with $14 this week. I'm less salty about the approach if I'm like, well, it was just $14, but if $14 go into 5,000, it's a win. If $100 go into 10,000, it's a win. We in the wrong market conditions. It's actually irking my nerves just a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you, but I know how the market works, and knowing how the market works, understanding the rules is what keeps me focused because at the end of the day, I just live my day to day life, and the market itself is nothing more than a high paid 9 to 5, if that makes sense. Because you have to eventually let the market do its thing, walk away from the market, or you're going to stand in front of it your entire life. So I say that I am, how do I say it? I don't watch it the whole time. I told y'all that. I just don't watch it the whole time. So when I see it, I see it, but it's still the same approach because the market is only buying and selling. And people think there's like a third and fourth option, and I can't even fathom to understand what they could possibly be. But I'm a little sarcastic and I might be a little outspoken and it irk a lot of people, but it don't fucking matter because I got the best results. So until they get better results, they gotta come to the source for the information because it's right. The result is in the process, and the process is the way that I think. But think about this. You want the result, but the result came from surviving the process. So therefore, if you don't survive the process, you won't get the result. Even in the Bible, I don't know no quitting ass niggas in the Bible. I know they fucked up sometime, but they continued their journey. You know what I'm talking about through the process because that's where the promises were. That's where the favor word was. So it's just like with you saying you want my results, but you only want 25 pips, 50 pips, 10 pips. I'm sitting here telling you, as the person with the results, that you're not going to get those with those amounts of pips. You're not going to. You're not going to. I'm not even going to entertain you. You're not going to. Because you're missing the time aspect. You know what I'm talking about? Just like working out, the time aspect. If I am in the deficit for 200 calories a day, and overall 200 calories a day, 5 days a week is 1,000 calories a week. Times that by four, that's 4,000 calories deficit a month. If you want to lose 4,000 calories, it's not going to happen in one day unless you just don't eat. You got to eat. You got to not eat for 2 days. Nothing, not shit. You might be able to have some water for 2 days to say a 4,000 calorie deficit. But then at the end of the 2 days, your ass might be so hungry you just eat that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's just a matter of self-control. I have the self-control in the market, but if you put a pack of them Tate's cookies in front of me, the soft baked ones, I'm gonna eat all 8 cookies and I'm just gonna work out more the next day. But that is the reasoning that I have. I'm like, oh, I don't want to not eat all these cookies because they taste so good. Cause why shouldn't I eat all these cookies now? If I was back overweight, yeah, I probably wouldn't eat the fucking cookies. But this is where my mindset worked too. Think about the grocery store. There is a way that I used to shop back in the day, and there's a way that I shop now. But me shopping now is way more structured than me back in the day. Growing up in families, it used to be like what's it called? It used to be this. It used to be us going to the grocery store each week, and it'd be like on Sundays, right? Some of y'all did the same thing. But now, to me, the only thing that I get throughout the week is going to be like produce. And I'd rather go to the store to get that. But everything else, for the most part, I get like delivered. Unless I go through like a string of them like fucking up my meats and shit, then I'm not gonna go to the store for that. But all the heavy ass shit I get delivered. The dog food, the water cases, the Propel, the fucking Powerade, you know what I'm talking about? But that's the same thing. I don't drink soda anymore, but my kid, she's never had, I think she's probably had a soda one time in her whole life. But back in the day when I was a kid, I used to drink soda. A lot of kids drink soda. My kid don't drink soda, but I don't buy soda because I used to drink soda. And the sodas have like 200 calories a can. For whatever reason, if I buy snacks, if I buy soda, it's gonna be the first shit I eat. Swear to God, I don't even play with myself like that. So in order to stop myself from doing it, I really just don't buy it. I'm not gonna buy a soda unless I know that so and so coming over, he like pineapple Fanta. Other than that, I'm not gonna buy no pineapple Fanta. I'm just gonna make sure it's Powerade, or I'm gonna make sure it's water, so that I don't have to decide if I'm going to go up there, reach up there, and drink it. Same thing in the market. If I know that I'm having a buying opportunity, like, and that's the main trend, why am I selling it? Because we just saw the market looked like it moved a lot this week, but no, it didn't, because it just looked like it because the market was open. Only thing that happened this week was the market was open this week. Nothing else happened. Unless it was indices, it really didn't move. Unless it was like crypto going to the downside, it really didn't move. We wasn't even in no crypto pairs. We was in goddamn Forex pairs. So that's my mindset is just because I changed the way that I grocery shop now doesn't mean I'm not going to the grocery store. I'm just going a different way. Outside of produce and stuff, like the non-perishables and shit like that, like dish soap, regular soap, laundry detergent, all kinds of regular household shit. That's my monthly list. I buy that shit in bulk. I might buy 4 laundry detergents together because then I just shelf it up and put it away like a squirrel. I'm stocking it. You know what I'm talking about? And there's just some stuff you would have to take off the table. So in your season, like this 100 to 150K, it's gonna be a hard challenge. I'm not gonna hold you because I'm doing it with a group of people. Y'all are watching me learn how to build a rocket with a group of people. I'm great at doing it by myself because I understand what my risk tolerance is, and I'm okay with the risk. I'm okay with doing it in front of y'all because I just started being okay with if you don't agree with the same risk because I'm telling you how I think out loud so that you can understand me and why I'm getting this result and why I think the way that I do. Everybody, if you think about it, everybody thinks like me that's successful. And it's just a compound. Because even the way that I do my channels and social media, why grow one channel when I could grow 5 at the same time? If y'all, if I gotta go to 150,000 followers on IG or 250K subscribers on YouTube, why don't I just have all these other channels set up so they can watch out the content on all the channels because they all coming in at the same time? So then I ain't gotta do it again. I sit here and crack myself up all day long. But I mean, yeah, that's I mean, we can get more into it at another time. But that's how I think. This was day 5. I kind of wanted to give y'all perspective of kind of what I thought, what the account did this week, what the market did this week. Do I feel like I wanted to start with more? I probably nah. At first, through halfway through the week, I was like, I probably should have started with 100, but then seeing how the other $100 account went, I'm glad I didn't. Like, I ain't mean to blow that shit, but that shit basically blown. But it's at the same thing. I've started with a $14 account, and they damn near the same fucking level right now. So it don't matter what size account you start with. Like, you got to be able to time the market and have time in the market, especially if you expect those big results, because it's the only thing that makes sense, and you got to be okay with the trade off. if you want this result, if you want 100,000 in 3 days, then you have to approach the market the same way, same velocity every day. And it's like if the market holds, your small ass accounts are going to hold. It's just the only way that makes sense to me. Like I don't know. Like I have flipped this account so many times. Like you can't get me out of it. I just can't think of any other way because it's just I wouldn't say the easiest way, but it's the most realistic way for people to profit because it's just like even through all the turmoil of this week and its events, the news events, the fundamental technical situations that happen, we still got fucking positions. And I mean, that's just how it works. And then when it's time for the market to stabilize, like it's almost time for the market to stabilize because that $14 account is still alive. That's what I can see. Then it's gonna be like a big ass moment, and it's just like the people that aren't ready, the people that didn't plan ahead, the people that can't walk by fucking fate, they can only walk by sight. They gonna come to me like everybody else do. Just like after I did that 300K trade, like, well, what did you invest in? Well, bitches, I told you. And now I said $300,000, and you want to ask me what I invested in? Invested in my fucking mindset. That's what I invested in. It's important. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope that it helps. If it helped, comment below. If it don't help, and you got some crazy ass shit to say, comment below. I'm not gonna give a fuck either way, because the results is right there. But this is gonna help you get profitable because it really is just a real world approach. Um, and just like John, whether you are starting with nothing or have a lot of money, at some point, somebody in your family, even if it's you, your business, whatever, people file for bankruptcy every fucking day. You won't have to learn how to flip these small accounts because God forbid that's gonna be all you got one day. You know what I'm talking about? That's just how I see stuff. So just stay focused, keep your eyes on your own paper, and understand that back in the day I didn't do a lot of recording when I was up and coming because I didn't know that shit was gonna happen. And I don't know, I didn't know that shit was gonna happen, but that's why it's important to record now because I know what's happening. It's important to leave the paper trail of the mindset that I have while I flip this account in front of everyone because the big accounts they only get flipped one time together. You can only follow a millionaire one time. So don't fucking waste it because here soon, whenever it happens, here soon it's gonna be like, I wish I would have flipped it with her. I gave you the opportunity. Yo, ass a motherfucking quitter. Stop fucking quitting on shit. Stop quitting on yourself.